be real quick. I'm just driving. So, something came to my attention. I've been noticing a lot of people commenting on old videos, okay, from like 2018, where I go in and I listen and I'm like, holy shit. Like, for me, it's more my environment. And sorry, I just put gum in my mouth. My environment and where I was at, okay? Which I miss. I do miss my tapestry and all my elephants, but I'm moving soon, so it's all good. But it's hard for me to see that and then where I'm at now and what I went through for 7 months because of certain predicaments that I was placed in. Which is, I get why it all went down, so it's fine, right? But what I've noticed is, say you're referencing the same gentleman or woman from one of my videos a year ago, or any of them in like 2018, okay? And if you're relating to that video a year later, 6 months later, but you have no contact with this person, troops, it is time to let this go, okay? Because we have the eclipse coming. I think it's December 26th, but don't quote me on that. I know Saturn's already here, it's creeping in, right? So in that case, we got to talk about what's happening now too. I'll probably come on tomorrow and do that. We got to talk about what people are experiencing, what you're going through. I'm going to tell you if this is where you're at, and yada yada. You're going to get a massive dose of Saturn, because Saturn doesn't care about your health. It doesn't care about your age. It doesn't care about if you're sad or you're happy. It's karma, okay? So if some of you want to go back and realize, and watch the videos from a year ago, 6 months ago, and see if you're resonating, and then ask yourself, is this person still around? Okay. If this person is not still around in your life, okay, it's so important for you to cut these ties. The ties only exist in our head, the chains, right? So it's up to you to break through those. I don't want to hear how long you've been waiting, is coming, or he's coming, she's coming. Like, don't keep putting yourself in these cycles, okay? It's bullshit. And if they were coming, they would have been here by now, okay? If it's been 6 months or longer with no contact from somebody that you're still thinking about, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I just got that new Disney Plus. Shit's awesome. But besides that, you have to let it go, troops, okay? Else you're not going to evolve. There's nothing's moving, nothing's going anywhere. Maybe you should go watch some videos from 2018. This is the same person that's going to cross my path or come back into my situation. Because I don't want to say I guarantee it won't happen, but maybe like for like 2% of you, 3% of you. You know what I mean? But look, it's not going to come back like you think it's going to come back, okay? Oh, she got a cute shawl on. It's definitely one of those situations. Hold on. I'm here. Hi. What, I gotta hold you this way? Or I put you up sideways? Ooh, okay. Where's my camera? Okay. Oh, I hate when it's sideways like this. Hey. Hey. Let go. Let go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it be. Okay. I just think it's ironic that, where am I looking? Oh, I can't stand this. I just think it's ironic that all these people are going back to 2018 videos. You know, and for me, I resonated because of where I was at. Certain tapestries I had up, the tapestries even brought memories back. Certain elephants, certain sprays, certain books on my shelf, certain, you know, how I'd always switch the wall up. That really hit home for me. And it triggered where I was at in that moment. And I'm glad I'm not there anymore. So I'm telling you of this person not being in your life, or you're in the same situation, circumstance. It's time to let it go, because Saturn's about to give you a nasty dose. It's coming hard. So we'll probably discuss that tomorrow. You know, I guess my main message is to, you know, if you need to go back and watch one of the videos and see what's up with your current circumstances, because you're gonna relate. You really will. You're gonna be like, holy shit. And then it's gonna click, like, why the fuck am I still in this situation? Why am I still holding on? Because I'm getting comments like that, like, holy shit, like, I'm still holding on to this same person. And it's like, yeah, you are. You know, and there's no way you're gonna evolve by doing that, right? So anywho, I gotta run into this place. I have an appointment I'm an hour late for. I marked it wrong on my calendar. But car starter. Got a new car. Go figure, it didn't come with a car starter. So I gotta go in and do that. But I'm kind of in like a comatose state right now. Like, do I even want to freaking go in there? Like, it's very weird. It's very weird because I literally just listened to, I think it was synchronicities, and basing it on twins, and getting the knowledge through like Google and other sites. And then what I've learned throughout the year, it's still all true, but there's just so much more that I learned throughout the year, where it's just very eye-opening. If they contact you, and maybe, you know, not all people are the same. I don't know. Every case is different, because I know mine, it'd be for the wrong reasons. And I did one of those videos, I'd say probably like 6 to 8 months back, explaining, you know, the journey and why it was so important to let go. When I broke down, because I basically broke down having to let go, and how hard it was, and if it was to ever come back around, there was no way that it was gonna work. And not that he's not a great person, but he's materialistic. But it's not about material. But here's the thing: some people are materialistic, with attached with narcissism and arrogance and all that stuff. That's, I mean, he's got a tad bit of that, you know. I'm not gonna lie. The guy I started the channel over, right? But like, and not that materialism is wrong. That's how some people survive, you know. It's survival for them. That's their main priority is love. And I know if I was to ever take him back or that situation, it would be for not love, right? So like he would love money, he would love other aspects, he wouldn't love me in my soul, you know. It not, no. So it's what I was explaining, is what you choose. Will you choose someone who truly loves you, or will you choose someone that you truly love because you don't have the strength to, well, but the thing is, see, I don't even love him like that anymore, like I thought I did. Like that's just it. Like that love is gone, and it's not because of communication, it's because I I visually broke the chain. Like, what does he love about me? Was he there when I needed him? Did he communicate to me when I needed him to communicate? Um, you know, silence. Was he really there in this situation? Was he there in that situation? I didn't get any of that. You know what I mean? I got it when it was convenient for him. So if you can manage to be friends, then if you can, then you can. You know? It really just depends. I guess the main message why I came on YouTube was because there are so many people watching videos from 2018, and they're like, "Yep, this is him." Like, still waiting, no communication. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know. Um, and then for others of you, you're in relationships, but you're reaching the same cycles again, the same problems, the same arguments, the same dilemmas. You know what I mean? It's like, again, are you gonna do another entire year of that? You know what I mean? And then another entire year, so on and so on. Um, well, if he's a trucker, well, that I don't know your circumstance or what you're trying to say. Like, but if you guys have communication and you're friends, then that's great. But if you're getting nothing out of it and it's just, I mean, I guess it just depends. Is it a friendship? Is it a relationship? I mean, you know, what is it? Um, but yeah, anywho, I don't know if I'm gonna go in there at this point. Um, so like I said, I just wanted to bring that up because a lot of people were watching videos from, you know, 8 months ago, a year ago, and I just really want you to, like, if you feel like it and you have time, you should really go to one. You should really go to one of those videos and be like, wow, I'm with the same person in the same situation, the same shit's happening again. Get the fuck out of it. Like, get out of it. That's your answer to solve your problems. It really can be so simple. It's so hard. And then the others of you, if there's no communication with the same exact person that you're still thinking of, and it's 100% that person in the video, again, gone. Because I've been telling a story, and it's time to like break it all down again into like segments and certain stuff. You know what I mean? So you know where you should be and where you shouldn't be. And the story shifted, but there's still so much other attached to even the new story. You know what I mean? But it's And I don't even know if it's your shit. So you got to be strong enough to know my foot looks gigantic right now, and I got tiny feet. I'm a 7. It looks ginormous. It is so bizarre. So freaking strange. I don't even, it's really strange. Oh, it's huge right now. Clown shoe. But anywho, I'm gonna let you go. I think I'm gonna run in here, make a new appointment, um, and then run across the street. I gotta grab something for my mother. You know, the other day I did a reading. We were talking about rings. I'm like, I see rings on your finger, and how my mom loves the jewelry store. She came home the other day. She's like, look at the new ring I got. I'm like, weren't you supposed to fix the old one? She's like, yeah, well, that's, there's a new stone going in that one. And then she ended up with another one. I was like, are you kidding me? She's like, remember your old engagement ring that you gave me to hold on to? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I turned it into a brand new ring. But for her. I'm like, okay. Like, that's fine. But like, I was dying laughing because I was like, I don't want anything to do with it. You know? But I thought I'd planned on saving the stones for like the kids, the girls. So I hope she saved the stones. I think she did. We didn't finish the conversation because my sister came in thinking her ring was ready. My mom loves the freaking jewelry store. I was dying. What are you doing? And then she had one gold ring on and then one silver. And I was like, Ma, you can't do that. I know people do that. Like, I can't do that. And she's like, well, it's white gold. I'm like, it doesn't matter. The other one's freaking gold. Like, you can't do gold and silver or white gold like that. Or like, I'm like, you can't do that. She's like, yes, I can. I was like, well, I guess you can if you want to. Obviously. I mean, I can't do that. I can't. I have so much gold. I really do enjoy gold. But, should rock them both on the same hand at the same time. And even you guys' journey with me, we've been doing this for how long, right? And things are changing, which is great. But like, if you go back and watch my old videos and me with, my office and all this stuff and I can't get over my tapestries. I can't even tell you how much I miss my tapestries. But like, and then what I've gone through because of certain situations, dealing with the television show and just life and wanting to move to this place to that place and then not being able, everything happens for a reason, exactly the way it's supposed to go down, and it's like, I get it now. Like, I get it. Oh, I love jewelry. I'm so a jewelry person. Remember, I used to wear jewelry all the time, and then it's like I moved to my mom's house and I just guess because it was like, it's not my house, it's not my place. Like, there's so much stuff and like storage, it's insane. And I was like, it's just gonna be temporary. It's just gonna be temporary. I'm not gonna take this out of storage and yada yada. And it ended up being, what are we on, like 8 months now? It's insane, right? By the time I move out, it'd be like 9 months, 10 months. And then got wanting to go here and wanting to go here. And then remember when I purchased the place and I couldn't get my money back? So I had to go through a lot of harsh lessons. And so you might recognize some things like that by just going back and watching an old video. Honest to God. And how I did things and paying for school 6 months in advance with each kid because I didn't want to chance it, and then losing the money when I was gonna move. I'm telling you, like, not that there are mistakes that I didn't learn by, but like, I did things such ass backwards out of fear that weren't necessary, and let certain things stop me. It took me a while to figure that out, and that's when life started to change again once I figured all that out, you know. But I might be on later. Good morning. It's just time to recognize, and we have to discuss what's going on with people. Oh yeah, for sure, La Mama. Yeah, I mean, being in my parents' house was not the easiest thing. It literally felt like my freedom got stripped, but it didn't. It was finding new freedom, and all about my morals, what I want, beliefs. Just because they don't believe in something, like it's just like it's stuff. It's just stuff like that, And then when you finally realize and stand up for what you want and your own beliefs, and you deal with karma, and life just changes like you wouldn't believe. And I had to do that. It was part of my karma. I always knew it was, but I didn't know it was like that. Silly me thinking I could shut that shit down. But then again, it's like, why would you want to shut down your parents and all that? But when you go through that spiritual transformation, it's pretty brutal. You shut down a lot of people. Yeah. And it was important because they're a huge part of my karma. So I get it now. It wasn't easy. It took me a while to figure some shit out. I could do it on my own. But there was so many dilemmas for me not to go back. This is just it. There was so many dilemmas for me not to go back into my own space that kept telling me back. It was this, or you're going to relocate there, or you're going to do this, and then you had to relocate there. And there was a hold agreement, so I had signed a hold agreement. So like there was so many things that were a factor and were in play for me where kept me there. And then paying for the kids' school, because the kids found out, remember, the teachers found out I was in a different town, so then I had to pay for that. And then putting them into private schools and paying for that. It's whoa. I just realized all the circumstances that I purposely got put into, so I had to stay at my parents' house. And I'm like, it would just be one more month. And now I realize exactly why everything went down the way it went down. It's so crazy. It was like I was forced to stay there. They knew I wouldn't touch my savings because I had already did that. You know what I mean? Because doing YouTube, your money goes up and down. It fluctuates. It's like landscaping. It's like seasonal work sometimes, And if you don't plan it out accordingly, 1 month it could be like this, and then 1 month it's like woo, and then 1 month, you know what I mean? It's like, with me, it was like first year of business was like on my own. So I didn't really look at the like analytics and stuff like that until like really sitting at my mom's and like, okay, there's so many factors, right? But I didn't factor those in, first time doing this. So I'm just telling you, I freaking learned a lot in this last year. And you should have too, if you're on my channel, and why in certain places for so long, and why it's so hard to let go of certain situations. It's so insane. But I get it now. So go watch an older video if it helps you. And it might honestly trigger something like it did with me. And you just know if you get triggered, like, you're not where you're supposed to be. Because even my parents, I'm doing what I'm doing spiritually, and my parents like, listen, we can get you a job here, a friend of a friend of a friend. There's so many options coming my way, which is great, right? But like doing that, I would have to do you guys part-time and do that. And then you got all these things in my head, like, okay, well, in the practical world, it would make sense for me to take this job because I got 4 children and I'm the only one paying for the children, right? So like in the real world, it makes sense, you know, with retirement and being a union job and all this stuff. And you can't get into these companies unless somebody knows somebody of somebody. You can't just fill out an application and expect to get in. You need college degrees, all this other bullshit you know what I mean? So I had to sit there and say to myself, do I want that job or do I not? But then that would be me doing something for society or me doing something for my parents or, you know, and then I go back and forth in my head. I'm like, well, it benefits my kids. You know, it's the whole point of the whole story is like, I know I wouldn't be happy doing it. And I don't know how I could ever go back to a normal job again. You know what I mean? Like I'm too far into spirituality that I find myself like there's no way. It's hard enough to live in this world being who I am and then going back to like such a job like that, it wouldn't be satisfying. And then it would be me giving up on the universe. So many people back out when it gets so hard. And that's when you got to push through. There's so many reasons why I should have took that job. Well, there's so many reasons why it's still in my head. You know what I mean? On why to do it. But I would never be happy. Ever. And can I do it with my kids? Yeah. But that's the thing. I wouldn't be breaking conditioning. I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be going backwards and doing the same because it would benefit my kids. It would benefit this, the easy way out instead of pushing through. You know what I mean? So it's like, just push through whatever you need to push through. And I try to explain it to my parents again the other day. This is what I love to do. This is what I want to do. I hope thousands of people. I know in you guys' eyes it's not practical by any means, but it's how I live my life. And I cannot live my life in fucking 3D. It's not a thing. It's hard enough living in the 3D. Never mind living my life in the 3D. It would wreck me. It would wreck exactly who I am and who I've become. And I won't go backwards. You know, so you'll always have the battle with the outside world and restrictions and parents or siblings or I can't do it. But I know it makes sense to do it. But it makes sense to society. It makes sense to the real world. It doesn't make sense to me. But I don't live in this world. You know what I mean? Like I'm here, but like it's not my world. You know, so there is decisions and certain stuff where you'll be presented with, and that is an amazing job. You can't beat being offered a 6-figure job like that right off the bat. And it's like I can't. It sounds so crazy to some people, but that would be me not facing and pushing through and being where I know they want me. You know, and of course my parents are pissed, but they, you know, they gotta love me for me and accept me for me, and if they can't, they can't, and they will, you know what I mean? But it's things like that you're gonna be faced with. But that's a test. Will you back out of where you know you belong and where you should be? You know, and it doesn't always pay the bills. I went through that whole stage, and you know, then my parents be like, well, it doesn't always pay the bills and blah 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 blah, and what if one month you make this and one month you make that? And you know, it is what it is. It will pay the bills once my passion and my desire and my drive comes back, and thank God it did. When you sit here and second guess yourself and worry, and that's when shit goes downhill. There's going to be plenty of opportunities coming, and if you know it's going to be a good opportunity and life changing, but it's fear that's holding you back, don't do it. Like that job, that is still floating in the air for me that I won't do. It wasn't spiritual. It wasn't anything that would have got me anywhere. It would have that would be me still living in the 3D and not being able to help. It wouldn't, just not like that, right? But I know there's other opportunities coming where it's going to be like, oh, do I do it? Do I not do it? Snap decisions. You got to trust your gut. Like I even had a serious conversation with my sister the other day, and she's just like, well, and it doesn't seem like it was something about appreciation. And I was like, well, just because you think I don't appreciate it, I said, I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I said, but here's the deal. Your appreciation looks different in your eyes because you feel and believe I should appreciate the way you want to see the appreciation. It doesn't fucking work that way. I appreciate the way I appreciate, period. If you can't feel it, that's not my problem anymore. And it's not me being inconsiderate. It's she's just not feeling it the way she wants to feel it. And it doesn't work that way. And it doesn't make me an asshole, but I shouldn't have to cry and do this or write you a big love letter. Or it's like, no, I'm being compassionate. I'm not being an asshole, but it's just because you don't feel it your way. And she's like, Court, you're just going to live in this world like this, because she was so disappointed I didn't take the job. And she was like, you're just going to live in your world then. You got 4 kids and you're just going to live in your world. I was like, yep, sure as fuck am. I am going to live in my world because it's the way I can live. It's where my passion resides. It's where my kids have learned morals and certain stuff in life, right? So everyone's outlook is definitely different, but it's so hard when I live with 3 people who can't see things my way or think my decisions are so foolish, and it's very disappointing. But at the same time, I know it's their outlook, it's their perspective. And just because they don't see it their way does not mean I'm doing a bad job at anything that I'm doing in life. I'm doing it actually the right way. They're doing it according to society, according to standards. And it is what it is. It's hard. It's not easy. And I love it. I love them all to death, but like, they realize one day, they're starting to get it. I'm not the average person. I'm not freaking species. They've known it from day one. And it's like, I'm 42. Are you guys gonna stop trying to get me to do it your way? I'm always gonna do it my way. Always. And it's just really hard for them to accept that I turn that type of job down. And it is what it is, but that's according to conditioning. I know I'm going to be okay doing it my way. So you have to be positive. You have to give the universe guidance too. And you have to tell them, you have to give them direction. They just think you're floating around. You know what I mean? Like, the universe needs guidance. You have to give them direction. I want this. As soon as you make something final, let it happen. Watch it happen. Watch it unfold. And I'm not trying to talk bad about my parents. I'm giving real life examples of what I even go through, even being able to pay my bills and support my children, but that won't be good enough for them because it's not practical enough for them, because it's not society's way of living. Once you're spiritual, and I'm talking really spiritual, and you reached a certain level, there's no like really going back. But why would you want to? Why would you want to go back to living in the dark? And it's just, I don't know. Because sometimes it's easier for people. They love me regardless. Yeah, absolutely. It's just, this time it was just, enough's enough. And they're finally realizing it, like, there's nothing we can do. And it's like, thank God you finally realize that. It doesn't make me wrong. It doesn't make me a bad parent. Certain things, they feel like they failed. And it's like, you guys didn't fail. You did an amazing job raising me. But just because I don't raise my children or make the same moves you guys made in life does not mean that I'm doing it the wrong way. I broke conditioning. And you're going to constantly be challenged on that until it finally gets nailed in someone's head. You know? Like, someone in my family, like, not to mention like names or whatever, like, your older daughter has she literally had the nerve to say she had no direction. And I'm like, why? Because she's trying to find herself? Like, it's mind-blowing that I hear such shit out of people's mouths sometimes, because it's like, she's got way more direction than anyone. I even said to her, I'm like, out of everyone in this house, I know more about this world than you guys will ever be able to fucking grasp. You know what I mean? And how things need to be done the right way, and direction. Like, she's got direction. She's finding her place. Nobody can put you on the map. She needs to find her place. You damn right she's got plenty of direction. But in other people's eyes, that's not proper direction, because it's not their way of directing. So I'm telling you, like, all this stuff is going to be coming in and out, and you're going to have to make decisions, and you're going to be tested on it. But I want to talk about for another day. I do have to run in and go check on a ring, and I got to go make another appointment, because clearly I'm not making it into the stereo place right now. Which is fine. I kind of knew but that wouldn't have happened anyway. So if it helps, go back and look at the videos, and whatever triggers it triggers. I'm telling you, if it's still your same story, but you've had no contact for longer than 6 months to a year to 2 years, let it go. Let it go. You're not evolving. And then others of you that are in the same relationship you've been in for a very long time, and it's the same argument, just the same. It's a big wake-up call. It's time to evolve. Saturn's already making an appearance, guys. I'm telling you, Saturn is no joke. So I love you guys. Stay strong. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And it's okay. Whatever comes up, it's a test to reevaluate how you're living your life. You know, not everyone's going to see eye to eye. Not everyone's going to agree. People are going through spiritual transformations. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. Could you only imagine? A lot of you guys, it's like going through this again, and it's like, oh, I remember mine. And some of these are pretty rapid to get people where they need to be before Saturn kicks ass. And it's hard. But you're gonna make it through. It's one of the hardest things I think in life to go through. It really truly is. In my eyes, there's no people who I know have had spiritual awakenings and certain stuff and really have stuck with it. It's not the same as just being spiritual and going on and reading cards and getting information. No, it's life altering energy. It's so hard to the point where it's physically hard to live in this world, because there's such practicality, and certain things need to be certain ways, and that's the thing that needs to be broken, because you can survive just as well doing it your own way. It's finding your way and not letting people get in your way and what society thinks you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing with your life. It's so hard. I literally had a little breakdown the other day, and I was like, I cannot believe it's so hard to live in this world and actually be spiritual and go through everything that you need to go through to strip conditioning. It's extremely difficult. I'm definitely thankful, but it makes me like, I said to myself out loud, I'm like, I said to myself, and I never do that, I'm like, I hate this. I hate living in the real world, but I know I have to be here. And it's like, I want to be home. I don't want to be here. But it's like, I'm here, so make the best of it. There's no point in hating something. It's such a strong word, and I never use it like that. And I'm like, all right, I'm sorry. I really don't hate it. But like, I'm not happy that I'm dealing with this. I'm not happy, that I was put here, and now I recognize all this shit. It's not easy. But I also know this is the time to break through all of it and push through. It's my time now. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a final test. What are you going to do? Because practically you always have to pay your bills, and there's retirement, and there's all this other stuff, and it's like, but that's just never been important to me, and it shouldn't be. It should be, and it shouldn't be. See how crazy it is? But knowing that you can make something happen too. I'm just at that breaking point where I know things are going to work out for me or not, but I was challenged. Will I go back into society? Fuck no. Fuck no, she won't go. Because there's no way I want to do this again when I'm reincarnated. There's no fucking way. It's too brutal. It is too brutal of an experience to turn around. So if you're down and having a hard time, I'm telling you, don't go backwards. There's nothing for you there. You got to break the barriers. And I'm at the point in my life where I'm content with, just in love with myself and my children, and the passion that I have for work and what I want to do, that if it ever came down to me not having anyone in my life, I'm okay with that too. Because if they can't understand who I am and how I live and just who I am in general, I'm not meant to be in my life either. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. It's hard. It's a harsh reality sometimes that people can't handle. Because if you're spiritual, somebody's going to go through a spiritual transformation and they fear it. And it's like, obviously you can stick through it, but like, you can't get them to change, or they got to push through their own fear so you guys can do it together. But some people won't ever see it like that. It's just too scary. And not to mention these dreams I'm having, like hallucinogenic, like, it's like I felt like I was in Alice in Wonderland last night, for instance. Like, I was the justice card, but I was a fire hydrant, but it's like my scales were out perfectly straight, telling me I was balanced. Like, it was so psychedelic. It was insane. It was insane. So, and then I picked up on little messages by being little characters. It was so crazy. So insane. So listen to your dream too, because meanwhile I'm battling this and battling that, my dreams it was so positive. It's nothing but positivity, with or without anyone. It's because I broke what needed to be broken. Certain stuff, there's, I can go on and on and on. I really gotta run these errands. But we'll talk about it more tomorrow. But if anyone's having a hard time, just push through. And go back and watch those videos. And please recognize where you're at so you can push through. Okay? So this is supposed to be 5 minutes, and we're 45 minutes in. So we'll talk about that more tomorrow, because I want to talk about all the current energy too. It's hard. So just know that you're going to be tested with certain things, certain opportunities. It's up to you to figure out which one you're going to take. But I'm telling you, I don't know. That's not for me to make your decision. I just explained like one of my situations, but it's not for me to tell you which one to go after. If you have to question it, I don't know. It's so hard. I was put in a hard situation having 4 kids. It was a hard decision to make. Extremely hard. But it would have popped me right back into society. So, on that level of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But to me, I don't live on that type of practicality. I just don't. I'm a very practical person, but not like that. I'm way too deep into what I do, how I feel, and my beliefs to do that. And if that is my opportunity because I don't belong where I am now, because that crossed my mind too. And then I said to myself, nope, that's just a test. Of course I belong where I'm at. Like, look at everything that you've done. So don't get freaked out with you questioning certain stuff. It's completely normal right now. Okay? So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Hope everyone is okay. I don't want to go up and down. But I'll see you guys later, okay? I love you. I love you too. Just stay positive. Yeah, it's just a testing time. That's all. You know, really think about what you want and how you want to live your life, because these decisions you make are affecting your path. Like, don't, if you're just so deep into everything like I'm deep into, and you start to question that stuff, that's on you to make that decision. It's a major decision, because it's you're putting yourself back into the practical world after the massive fight that you did for 3 years, 4 years, however many years you've been fighting to feel liberated and free and happy and in love with who you are. I'm not saying a real job isn't practical, and it's not. I'm not saying don't take a real freaking job, guys. You know what I'm saying? I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, me in general, like, I'm way too deep. I'm way too deep to ever live in the world that exists right now. Like, I can function in it because I got no freaking choice. But I'm not happy about it. So I'll be damned if I go back to conditioning and don't teach my 4 babies on what life is really about and how to get there. I'll be damned to put them right back into the 3D like that. I won't do it. I'd rather the struggle and the explanations over and over and the whys, and it's already hard breaking conditioning because of fucking schooling. You know what I mean? It's like constant. So, and then, you know, got the whole parental thing too with the parents, or I would have never let you do this. Oh, well, yeah. I know. It's not me rebelling. It's just I don't parent the way you parent. You know, like, they'll be like, well, I didn't think your childhood was so bad. No, it wasn't. It was great. You know what I mean? But, like, I just am who I am. And I'll be damned knowing what I know. I am so convinced. Look at your path. And it took me a while to get there. But I'm so fucking convinced there's no going back for me. I won't live in society like that without me being me and voicing my opinion and having this and having that. I personally could never, ever do it. And I choose not to. And I won't. And once I made decisions like that, that's when shit starts really shifting. So stick to it. Give the universe, give your guides direction, you know, and really think about the decisions that are happening in your life right now, because you're being tested. by any means you need that job, you need that 401k, you need all that, then that's you guys. I just know me personally, I'm sharing an experience with you, and it's called evolution. You know what I mean? Like I went through it, you know, so and I just gotta have hope and faith that I won't ever be put in those circumstances again, and I can start living life the way I want to. And that's it. See how long it took me to get there? And I thought this was all going to come in 2 years ago. No, I wasn't close to ready as I am now, and as prepared as I am now to stand in my truth and believe what I believe in it and speak for my soul. So it really truly is a blessing. So I love you. I love you guys, and I love that you've stuck with me this whole time, and you can realize what kind of challenge we've all been through, and my story and your story, and it's time for you to start to recognize this stuff within yourself too. I love you too. Now at this point, I just gotta go to the bathroom, and it's cold. It's like 32 degrees out, guys. I'm just sitting outside. But I just wanted to say I love you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And at this point, I gotta go. Bye, guys. I love you so much.